I'm going to go ahead and replace some of the window and lock switches on this car. The quality just isn't very high like it was on many GM vehicles. Hi everybody, Brandon here again. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Buying My Childhood Dream Car. We are back out here with the 2000 Camaro SS with 178,000 miles on it. So I've gone ahead and cleaned some of the terminals prior on these, and I still don't like the way they're responding, and it's really not worth it to disassemble them and try reassembling them when there are better reproduction units available. So the ones that I have with me today are from Hawks Motorsports, and they have a lot of parts for the F-body Camaros, Firebirds, and Trans Ams, along with the GTO and a couple other GM cars. So highly recommend you check those guys out. So first off, we just need to pop off the trim panel that holds the mirror, window, and lock switches in. I like using the plastic ones best because it helps you avoid breaking things. And then we can pull this wiring harness out here. So at this point, you have access to all of the switches and the wiring harnesses for those switches. I go ahead and just pry up with a flat blade screwdriver very gently. Don't manhandle this thing, as these contacts are kind of sensitive, especially at the age of the vehicle. But you can see it's just a little bit of finessing. They come off fairly easily. So now that that's free, I'm going to go ahead and pull these switches out. Taking a look at our new switch assembly, I like to just take a look at how it fits in. You can see that it's just simply some snap tabs on each side. So what I'm going to do here is go ahead and very gently pry up on the sides while also pushing from the window switch themselves to get it loose. So I've got an edge that's come up here. I'm now going to push from the other side. Take our screwdriver again, very gently. Don't want to break any plastics. I was able to pop that right out. So I did come in here prior and clean up some of these terminals to try to take some corrosion off, see if that helped the responsiveness. It really didn't, so like I said, I decided it was worth it to get some replacement ones. These not only look better, but should perform much better. Another quick thing I like to do is dab a little bit of dielectric grease on the terminals. Okay, and you can see how this orients in. And just like the other ones came out, these ones will snap into place, just like that. So I'm not going to connect the wiring harness yet onto this because I want to go ahead and do the same thing with the lock button, which I really have responsiveness issues with. So just like with our window switch, we have our new lock switch for the driver's side. You can see that it snaps in on both sides very much the same way. So again, I'm going to go ahead, give a little pressure from the switch side of it, gently insert my screwdriver and pry where the little tab is. There's one side, being mindful not to get into the mirror side of this and break something there. Grab a smaller screwdriver. Again, we're just trying to finesse this, not manhandle it. This one's proving a little stubborn, but we'll get it. Okay, I was able to just push it out from the other side because it was barely hanging on. Now, as with the window switch, just presses in from the back side. We just firmly but gently snap it into place. I'm going to dab a little bit of that dielectric grease on these terminals. This helps with our connection. Go ahead and get that one into place. Firmly press it in. They don't give us a lot of room to work with here on the wiring harness, but it's enough without having to take everything apart. And before I snap that whole assembly back into place, I'm going to try my locks. Wow, that's so much better. Quick test of the windows. Yep. Yep, that works great. Windows are a little slow, but that's normal. So now I'm going to go ahead, gently tuck our wires back in. They don't give them a whole lot of room from the factory, so just be mindful not to pinch anything on the way back in. And then just a firm snap into place, and that's it. I will go ahead and do a little video on the passenger side, which is very similar, except you only have one window switch. Okay, I'm on the passenger side now, and no differently as with the driver's side, just used my trim tool to pop the whole switch surround out, and then we just have to disconnect the wiring harness from the switches. So again, I'm going to come in here with my screwdriver just gently and pry up a little bit at a time on each side. That one came loose. Okay, I'm going to do the same here on our passenger window switch. Just a little bit at a time. Don't manhandle it. You don't want to break any plastics or the contacts. And that one's off. So this one wasn't working at all. As before, I'm going to push from the back, give a little pressure. Pry at the sides where the mounting tabs slide in. Okay, I got my smaller screwdriver that works much better for this. Just gently prying at it. Don't want to break it. Okay, that's one out. Actually gonna come in from this side, see if I can get it. It's close. There, I had to pop it off camera to get a better angle. It was just like the other one. Okay, we have our new switch ready. Same. Gonna put a little bit of dielectric grease on the contacts. There we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and drop it in. And it just snaps into place. Go ahead and remove our lock switch. Just pry gently, a little bit at a time. Giving a little bit of pressure from the back to help persuade it. Okay, and that just fell right out. But everything's intact. There's our new switch. Throw a little bit of dielectric grease on there. Take that, pop it in from the back. Go ahead and push firmly but gently until it seats. Make sure it works right, no interference. And there we go. This should be good to go back in the car. So I'm going to attach door lock wiring harness first. And then our window harness, we'll plug that back in. Do a quick lock test. Oh, works perfect. Wasn't even working before. Test our window. There we go. There, now my wife doesn't have to get stuck with the window down. All right, so that's all it is. Just pop a couple pieces out, unsnap some connections, unclip your switches, reinstall them, throw a little dielectric grease on there just to help with the connections, and pop it back in. That's all there is to it. If you found this video helpful and want to keep following the project, please subscribe to this channel. It helps me continue to do this. And please give a thumbs up to the video. Thanks and have a great day.